As a boxing fan and also working in the sport as well, I think it has brought boxing right up to the highest level on the sports scene. I was walking to the station yesterday and heard people speaking about it, you know what I mean? So it's created interest outside the sport.
Yeah, I wish it had been 4 years ago when it was at its maximum, potential-wise and sort of talent-wise and ability-wise, but it's happening.
They've been trying to match them up for ages, so now finally they've decided to get it on.
Pacquiao can get his range, being in the southpaw stance, he will cause Mayweather a lot of problems. Mayweather hides behind that front left shoulder. It doesn't work against the southpaw.
Well, they say styles make fights. With these two, you've got an aggressive fighter in Pacquiao, and you've got like a counter-punching boxer in Mayweather.
Sometimes a southpaw against an orthodox fighter, it's a wee bit boring, but you're speaking about the two of the best fighters on the planet, and I'm sure they've done their homework.
Mayweather's style, as I've said before, is steeped in fundamentalism. His boxing fundamentals are arguably some of the best in history.
Mayweather's one of the most offensive boxers there is. His skills are phenomenal in defence.
Mayweather's been doing it since he was a baby. Well, something's worked for him and it's kept him going for years.
Doesn't punch as some of the best in history. Doesn't need to, because his boxing ability is far and away better than most. Whether Mayweather's legs are not as strong, whether they're as I don't think it's up for debate. He's not the same fighter that he was, say, 3 or 4 years ago. Leg strength wise, but he makes up for that in so many other ways. Pacquiao, I would say, is not the same fighter he was 4 years ago. There's a lot more wear and tear on him. Obviously, he suffered the Marquez knockout, but he was dominating Marquez up until the point when he was chinned, so we should never forget that.
Pacquiao throws that many punches, and the speed is unbelievable as well. So I actually think Pacquiao needs to put him under pressure, but it has to be educated pressure. It can't be just pressure, because if he tries the pressure, it'll fall into Mayweather's hands.
He's going to have to catch Mayweather very, very early and get him out of his stride very early and do it regularly.
If I was Pacquiao, I would try and land the first punches to his chest. It's harder to hit the head. If you can land the first punches to his chest, then that'll get you in to land other punches behind that. Don't go head hunting at the start. But we'll see. Maybe for a round or two it'll be technical, but it will get down to nitty gritty, and then we'll see how much Mayweather has.
It really does depend on what Pacquiao can do to Mayweather. If he can solve the Mayweather matrix early, then we've got an exciting fight. If he can't, then it's going to be Mayweather versus Alvarez, you know, which is not exciting. A lot of people say Mayweather is going to cause a stoppage, but Mayweather, to do that, he has to show us a side of him he hasn't shown in years, because that includes risk. And when you've got a skill factor as high as he's done and a face as good looking as he's got, I can't really see it somehow. You know, I think they're basing it on what Marquez did to Pacquiao, which is a shot for the ages. You know, I'm saying Mayweather points decision, but I'd love to see a Pacquiao win.
I see the Sugar Shane Mosley fight, when Sugar Shane Mosley, I think, let Mayweather off twice. Caught him with the first shot, big overhand right, bang, caught him out, while I don't think Pacquiao let him off. I think they're buzzing about too much, boom, boom, boom. Hopefully he'll be moving, find these shots, find his work rate, and work that way.
I can see Mayweather coping with Pacquiao's power, speed, and variety of punch, and the volume of punches as well. I actually think if Pacquiao is going to win, he'll stop him in he'll beat him in TKO 8 or 9 rounds. I think if it goes the distance, the points, I think Floyd might be. But then again, that's why it's so interesting. Everybody has their own opinion, and it will be very, very interesting.
So how does a fight that's a few years past its best before date and dangerously nearing its use by date become the richest bout in history?